Okay, so that's how you go from this to this. Hi and welcome to this feedback round from Graffiti Bible. Today we got a straight letter piece from Seve 73. Let's dive into it. Yeah, so this is the piece he sent us. First of all, I just love that he wrote it in his school notebook. I think it shows how a lot of us spend time in school. It's a straight letter piece. You can clearly see that it's saying Seve and then 7 and a 3. The 3D is actually quite decent. It's not completely correct overall. I really like his hand style down here, his tag. I actually think that's really good. Of course, there are some things in this piece that you could clean up. The first thing I'm noticing is that the Y down here is a bit awkward behind this bottom of the E. I think I would have done it differently. It also feels like these rounder shapes in the E's doesn't actually fit in with this kind of straight, pointy style that we have a lot of other places inside this piece. But overall, I actually think it's super fine. The 3D here is not completely correct because if he has a lightning source coming from here, the sun's coming from here, then everything should be in the same line. And as you can see, it's not completely that, but in here, the shadow should actually stop here. So this part right here should actually be white. So this is actually more correct, and the same goes for here. Because the 3D doesn't actually go all the way down. You have to think of it as a solid object. Once again, I'm bringing out my 3D printed letters because it shows that when you see it from the front, it just looks very normal, but if you screw it a little bit, then you can actually see the 3D. Just because it's behind one of the other letters, it doesn't mean that the 3D actually goes all the way. It's a mistake just to paint everything black between two letters. What I'm also noticing is that he's pulling the line a couple of times. I like to try to do it in one go instead of just dragging the line like this, because then you get all of these not that nice edges. But it's a sketch. He might bring it to the wall and use it as a sketch to do the actual piece, then it doesn't matter. So for me, if I had to spice up this piece or do something else, I think I would do something with the two E's, and then I will maybe do something else at the bottom of the Y, or do another Y. Otherwise, I think the S and the V is actually quite nice. Yeah, let's dive into it. So when I'm making the S again, I just think I'll add a little bit more style to it, maybe some blocks here and there and some add-ons, but I'll try to follow the original outline. As you can see, I'm adding some blocks and some smaller style elements to some of the serifs and some of the ending of the letters, because I think it's a nice and easy way to actually add some more style into your pieces. Instead of just doing straight lines all the time, try to add something to the ending of the letters. It makes it become a little bit more interesting to look at. For example, here in the longer areas, at the top of the S, I think I'll just do a block, and then you can add something on top of it. So it really brings a little bit more of style into the piece. So I think my S would look something like this. When I'm sketching, I'm trying to do the same kind of style elements all over to make it coherent. So as you can see here, this S has a little break here, and I'm trying to incorporate that a little bit just in the E right here. It doesn't seem like much, but when you do it all over, you can actually get a more coherent piece. And again, I'm doing the same here with the E. This is the same line as this one. I'm just trying to repeat the style elements. For the V, I think I'm just gonna do something very, very simple and almost identical to what he has done. And let's just push this piece a little bit to the left. When I have two of the same letters in the same word, I try to make it a little bit coherent and a little bit the same style, but not totally, because I think it's boring if you just make the complete same letter twice. I don't really like this part of the E. It became a little bit too thin, so I'll try to change it. This is better. And maybe actually for the Y. I really like that the top of the Y and the top of the V is the same, because it makes the overall flow of the piece the same. So this ending is the same, also the ending in the S. And that's a great way to make your pieces look alike and make your letters look alike and make the overall piece much more coherent. And as you can see, I'm going a lot back and forth with my sketching, and it's because the first line doesn't have to be great. The first line doesn't have to be the perfect one or the one that we end up with. I really like to experiment. That's where the iPad with the Procreate is a really great tool for learning, because you can easily just erase it without having to use an eraser. So as you can see right now, this line is not that nice because it's so thick here and so thin here, and it doesn't work with the rest of the piece. I think actually I will not use make a Y like this. I think I would rather do a Y like that. You have the 7, the 3. Yeah, so I think my outline for this piece would look something like this. It's a bit more style to it. It's still kind of a straight letter. It's not yet a piece. It's getting there. You could add some extra bits and pieces, like a block that has been broken off, or a separation of the letters, or just a little bit extra to add something to it. And let's put the 3D on and see how it looks. So I'm doing this the very boring Procreate way, but it's just super easy. Yeah, so this is the outline with the 3D added to it. Let's make some fill-in for it. So now we added a very simple fading, and I'll just add some smaller details. And a simple background. So Sevi, that was the feedback. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you could use it. Let us know in the comments if you think that I missed something, or if you would have done something differently. Yeah, and if you end up making this in the real world, tag us in your post. We would love to see it. Have a great day.